do it.
He's taking a sweet time. I I saw the rest of the chats, man. He's a bit slow.
Ah, there is a game on screen now. Anyway, and now that it's not Fall Guys, I should fix the title as well. Alright. Now I'll pimp it on the Twitter. You know, it's funny actually, like, unrelated to this. Wait. Like, it wasn't happening for weeks, and like, I've also started getting people pimping shit in my Twitter replies for games because of keywords, I guess.
You mean they're like offering their services?
Or they're like promoting things. I don't think they're bots. They're like, they might be genuinely wanting to spread the word and stuff like it, but it's funny that this has happened multiple times just recently.
I have a feeling Twitter's one is because it's run by a certain who's not policing things, and now a lot of information, private information, might be at.
It's funny you say that because as well as that, like if we're talking about Twitter going down the toilet, like more so than ever, I'm getting those random DM group requests. Like, I've just accepted if I see I have a DM, it's not actually a proper DM. It's just like, oh, you've been added to like 50 people. I could block my DMs, but I don't want to. It doesn't bother me enough. It's just like weird that it's happening so much now. I should have just like not been deleting them just so I could keep tabs on how frequently it's happening.
I just report all of them.
I report them on Discord if that counts.
Oh, I haven't gotten any weird DMs on Discord, but also like my privacy settings are pretty ridiculous. So.
Oh, I get the fair share of NFTs and shit.
I haven't gotten any of those.
So how's your day?
Again, to be fair, I can't really say that because because I know of alarms. He's doing NFT stuff.
Okay. Look, I don't judge people purely on an NFT basis, but
no. So I said I'm not receiving anything about NFTs, right? But then I know of alarms, so I can't exactly say no. I'm not receiving anything, but I'm actually talking to someone who does do NFTs.
So how's your day been?
It's been a very complicated day. Just also why I was late today. But also, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, you're right, I'm not.
I've been wondering when that's gonna happen.
Now I am. Well, let's get cracking. So, when we last left our heroes, very little happened because I got tired. And I took very little stock in what was happening because I was tired. I'm not tired right now, even though I didn't get much sleep. I did kind of have a nap, but I didn't really.
I'm so proud of you.
I wanted to have a nap, I just didn't really fall asleep. Alright. 18th February, 52 PM, the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Antechamber is Australian, you know that. What on earth just happened in there?
Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened.
It's Suzato!
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
Oh yeah! It's all coming back to me now. smoke grenade.
I remember nothing.
It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. I believe that our defendant yeeted. Something that only innocent people do.
They're just making sure everything's safe now. I think the trial will be start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear.
A young girl? Something, something. I said young man. Then who could it be? The other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking. I-B-O-U-T.
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah, she was also thinking about the village people. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about. But he's not here!
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl.
Oh, so he didn't escape. Who is she? I wonder. I wonder. Wait a minute. I think Renna is 15. And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
The 20 pence.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, I think Renna's birthday actually takes place in the timeline, of, like the general timeline of Higurashi, so she might be 2 different ages. Oh, depending on where you are in the story. It's in the middle of the year.
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo.
Oh, she's doing the finger flicking.
He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
But now it seems there are in fact 5 passengers. They'll never let her go.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
She's right. That is strange.
Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed to the courtroom.
There's surely no way someone just didn't pay or wasn't taken stock of.
The trial will recommence in 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
No, soon enough, Miss Susato. I keep calling her Susato.
Yes.
Susato. February, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Oh, this sounds like a lot of you talking to yourself.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry, it was
forgot
more of a
about
question. My lord?
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade. Of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious, the army! What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. But she was caught. And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
They just wanted to steal the Seki Maya. Obvious.
If I may, my lord. I forgot his voice. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Okay, I think I know his voice though. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in a case.
Just what
Good
did
talk.
happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Hey, Oya. I don't know. You're not being spoiled of the first 3 games.
On the night in question. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and I don't think there's anything substantial in this one if you want to hang out.
On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then Begora, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fast start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. Hello, Oya.
Exactly.
I remain somewhat baffled, I confess.
I'll
I gather on the night in question.
make an effort not to make any references to things in those early Ace Attorney games, even if I really want to.
This young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Oh, that's the statement. Is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said.
And there are, in fact, characters that I do the voices for.
This last was the 5th passenger, my lord.
It just so happens that none of them are talking right now.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. I'm going to start with the first one. And then I took the back seat in the omnibus properly. And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
Sorry, your screen is frozen and I'm waiting. Okay. There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is.
Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
By all means, it's not shotgun. 'Tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease.
Like,
And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
if you are seated like on the opposite, like the locomotion of the vehicle would like push you forward off your seat, right? So I can understand his choice.
I think so.
A loud thud, you say, and a scream?
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? Was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise.
So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed?
Well now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. When the sound woke me and I opened my eyes,
I saw the sign.
there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor.
Oh, my stream just went red for a moment, but I think it's fine. You didn't see anyone?
Shut up!
Kappa with a C. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream? Oh, you know what you...
Seats above you on the roof deck, I presume?
You know what you are missing though from the 3DS version, Oya? Is that there's a dedicated button that lets you, I think it's like L or something, and you hold that, and then you're allowed to use the microphone to scream objection, or hold it, and it works.
Wait, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Why can't they do that for the PC game then?
Because they don't, because PC games don't usually have microphone support.
Phasmophobia.
I've never played Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia has microphone support. You tell the ghosts things and like you ask them for responses and they respond to you.
Oh,
So this can definitely do it.
okay, but I guess they didn't see the need to put that much integration into it.
How dare they? I want to screech objection at people too.
I mean, I can do it whenever I say it if you want.
But
That's
it
all.
needs to elicit a response.
I mean, it'll be like I'm doing it.
Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin.
I definitely did it a few times.
But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes.
Yeah, in Phasmophobia, you win by like through logic and reason. You sat him up? The victim, you mean?
Was that a pun?
What?
You sat him up, but you set him up, the victim.
That's...
Didn't get it.
I am reaching for that pun right now, and I can't reach it.
Shut up. Thank you for shutting up. Thank you for the moment of silence.
This is a line you have to read also.
Oh, sorry. That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is.
I find it a little hard to believe.
Ara, Lord Van Zeeks. Now why would that be?
You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in the carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well, Mr. Mason was no longer upstanding. He's quite the opposite.
What was the outstanding?
In fact, neither was Mr. McGill. He was down sitting.
Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business.
I don't like seeing the word special in quotation marks.
The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble.
This is just reminding that I had a trivia question the other week that was talking about like a specific word relating to predatory loans of this matter, and I couldn't for the life of me get it, and I'd already forgotten the answer.
Nice.
Are you suggesting you were just gonna leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no! I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had in mind to find out the whys and wherefores first.
The whys and wherefore art thou Romeos? Wait, isn't wherefore mean why?
Right you are! There are some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddle in.
Because the point of the line "Wherefore art thou Romeo" is it's like, why are you Romeo Montague? Like, why do you have to be in this rival house? So he's asking about the whys and the whys. At least that's what I remember from Year 10 English class.
That wee scream I heard, for example. I thought it meant, where are you?
No, because she's talking to him, like right in front of him.
Okay, I never read it.
Okay, it's fine.
I dodged a bullet there.
I mean, no, there weren't bullets in it unless you're watching the Baz Luhrmann version.
Wouldn't your good self do just the same?
They deal in poison. Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim claims. I hope you're alright with me spoiling Romeo and Juliet here. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else in the carriage except for you and the victim?
So I did, sir. So I did. As far as I could see, that is.
Hang on, Oya. I didn't say who died. What do you mean by that?
Well now, 'tis a queer thing, that wee scream I heard as I woke up.
Mercutio dies!
It came back from, if you excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Under my arse. Good gracious.
Under your backside?
And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubby hole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
I already found it! Yes,
Yeah.
of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. Did I get an evidence for that? I didn't. Ugh. This is a storage compartment. There's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Okay, I'll have to do Effie's lines for her, I guess. Wait, actually, what is going on here? There absolutely was stuff in there last time I checked. Hang on, what did he say?
Return, I have. Apologies.
Wait. No, wait, that's just me. It's not him. Okay, yeah. I don't
And
know.
that's when I found her.
I swear there were boxes and shit in there. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh wait, I was supposed to say, HOLD IT! You say she was hiding herself?
Objection!
No, it's not time.
Aye, that's right. So it's hard to see him in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in the wee ball.
Dim
and our eyes
lamplight.
met. Well,
Oh, that woman from Colombo, she's at it again with the lamplights. Okay.
me heart nearly stopped beating in me shoes. In me chest! Yes, in my shoes. My heart stopped beating in my shoes. For fuck's sake. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, okay, Ryunosuke is reacting to that.
Can I just go to sleep? Fuck this shit. I'm done. Still and all, I pulled her out from under there. And sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag. What is a chin wag? With her.
It's like a discussion. I know the term because the golem in Virtue's Last Reward also says chinwag. Oh, I have a spot of a chinwag with you, mate. Something like that.
That sounded so Australian.
Did it? I thought it actually sounded more British than usual for me. See, opposite.
Oh god.
No, I gotta save the Australian accent for the British guy.
That's right. Just next to the dead gentleman there.
I can't wait for him to return.
You sat at this young girl next to a corpse, sir. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. Oh, he's an asshole. Nice. So I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. Sounds like bullshit to me. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time.
Do you ever just like talk with children who are in the compartment under where you're sitting? Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Which one is he? I should just check. Oh, it's this May, eh? Brenda's Milner, who witnessed the incident of this. No, now he's sounding Australian too. I can't do it.
Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight. You
Oh.
must have seen this young girl and a gentleman with a knife in his belly.
I've lost me accent, I have.
Beautiful.
No, he should
Another
say
word.
my, shouldn't he? Me is extremely Australian.
The previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What you believe to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature. And readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl. After that, of course. With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled the horses. Thank you. I've heard enough. Fuck you. The events explained are as clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Who's that girl sitting on the witness stand?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. Ooh.
Wait, is there something in that?
Don't worry about it.
Ginal? I don't know.
No?
Then why did you have such a reaction to it?
I don't think you want me talking about that on your channel. She's a chancer, earns a crust among large crowds, living people of the presses. Oh, she's a thief, basically. What's commonly called a pickpocket. Alright then, be specific with your bullshit.
Oh, I hope we get to do a rendition of One Step Ahead from Aladdin. What?
This girl here is a petty thief.
Good question inflection there.
Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you answer the question.
Does she need a translator?
Probably.
Oh! Oh shit, he's dead.
As they always go out. How dare you! What is the meaning of this? Oh, she ninja'd. Oh!
I'm gonna put a hot
No.
take in. I think
God.
this is contempt of court. Open your eyes! Oh.
Oh no, oh no, I know where this is going. I'm over here. Good gracious, how?
What was the point in that little sidestep? She was doing the WarioWare minigame. She's a ninja.
I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. Fuck's sake. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed a gent.
Oi!
Go on. That's what's in your heads, ain't it?
No. Not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not...
He got poisoned. It's
Yeah,
seen.
my worm's got poisoned. He's gonna learn 5 HP in return.
Look.
Oh.
Nerves are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that.
Okay, but that's...
All I need for what I do is these fingers. Oh,
just doing.
it's a statement.
That's really impressive.
I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where they keep the 4-wheel drags. It's nice, innit? I like the pink vest. Ugh, do not wave that thing in my direction again.
So... You admit you were riding the omnibus on the night in question?
It's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. Oh, they just said he's Irish. The court accepts this girl. Miss Gina Lestrade is a valid and significant witness in this case.
I guess that's why he's supposed to look like a leprechaun.
Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. I still don't know what kind of voice to give her.
Just give her a chub, mate! Pickpocket on the streets!
You seem to be better at doing that. It's your job now.
No.
You will tell the court exactly what happened at the omnibus on the night in question. I'll learn it if I have to.
Remember when you had to present evidence in these games?
No. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always.
Order.
But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night.
Oh, don't mention troubles next to McGilded.
I'll tell you. You can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin, I did. And scream just came out. It's because of that. This swell found me. He didn't help me get away, mind.
Yes. He let you go.
I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. They probably have similar ideas. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
Because I did it! How?
As I'm sure I've said before, sir.
Compartment.
I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for.
I disagree.
There are problems with them trying to prove what they mean.
I mean that we've already looked at it twice.
This is where I was sat that night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken of is underneath the seat, I presume. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
I think an adult could fit in there, honestly.
Is that a challenge?
I mean, I could.
Aye, of course. The wee lass was stuck in there. Because I'd parked myself in the seat for the duration. Ah. So you see, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she had done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all.
Oh, wait, he didn't say anything.
I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness! What a perfect gentleman!
My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. Yeah, I don't think it works that way. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
I mean, you're winning the case though, so...
Hmm.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Imagine if this was just how the case ended. Oh, but now the prosecution gets to do a reverse thingo, right?
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual
Don't you?
in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty. No, I just read the
Yeah,
statement.
I know. I'm talking to the game, not you.
Oh.
It's consensual juries.
Mr. Naruhodo. This... Well, it must mean... Must mean what?
It must mean
Oh,
what?
wait, sorry, that's you.
You read it so fast.
That we're victorious.
With one? Are you sure?
Objection!
there we go.
Objection. Oh, funny. I just had my leg up.
Oh.
I would do this, but I don't want to. But like, I mean, like, no, you can't see it if I put my foot up.
Show us your shoes.
No, I'm not. I actually took them off just now. I'm wearing socks. Fine. I mean, like,
No, I'm joking,
the point is, like, you can't see it because the camera isn't high enough. Unless, like, I have it in the air. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy.
He
So
doesn't look... I feel like he might have broken his leg doing that.
I might. This really
Not
is
you,
a consummate example. Don't. At least I can't end up on WikiFeet. Of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. No, you can't. Like, it's only for women. I think there's a male side. I don't know. Don't ask me.
How do you know this?
I don't know.
I didn't even know that WikiFeet is a thing. Like,
I've heard of it for weird reasons.
We need an
Emotion.
explanation.
No, it's not worth it.
No, I really want to know. You can't just tell us, yeah, I know about WikiFeet, and you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about it. Stuff.
No, there was a
You
dumb
coward.
news thing, and also it's like if you look up any female celebrity, it just always turns up in the Google image searches. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into its true nature. What do you mean, his true nature?
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police reports.
I feel like I've ruined his voice in this stream. I'm not doing it like I used to.
Good lord! Speaking of...
The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seats.
So that's what they did when the smoke bomb was up, I guess? What? Oh!
Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Council?
Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened.
I'm glad we're both stumbling over words now.
However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty.
It's great because I literally know this for a fact because I checked it.
Well, my Nipponese friend.
Me. He uses the word friend like Australians use the word mate.
When the carriage was submitted as evidence...
What about what?
What about how the British use mate?
I'm not British.
I'm just...
Doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law.
The point is, if someone calls you mate in Australia, you are not their mate.
Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy.
Sorry?
Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. How is this all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks? Well, Counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
It's too late. All the jury said not guilty. We win. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under my seat of the omnibus? Well, one of these is true.
You didn't look, obviously.
I did!
No, I'm just joking.
I don't know if I'll get in trouble. I actually don't know what the game wants. I really don't know if giving that this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense. But as far as I remember, at least. When I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Are you sure, Counsel? Ara, be whist. What are you saying now, you daft dog? I thought you were on my side here.
I guess that's what he would sound like.
What game are you playing? Your task is to
Attorney,
defend
Great
the
Ace
man
Attorney
in the
Chronicles.
stand. What?
We're playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, the game.
Got there in the end.
Why
Shut
would
up.
you say something to compromise his position?
Why are you lecturing me?
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand,
It's useless.
but it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Interesting.
Tis not altogether pleasing, fella.
I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded.
Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad.
Oh, this is 100 years ago, so he hasn't seen the Simpsons episode Bart gets hit by a car.
What?
It's a season 1 or 2 episode of the
Now
Simpsons.
then. Fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interests now to admit that you might have been mistaken?
I'm gonna think about that, Snail. What? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
Hmm. I should like the judge to weigh in on this, the jury to weigh in on this matter. think.
I agree. We should weigh in on whether it counts as Bart getting hit by a car if when he's in the boxcar derby, Nelson uses spikes and like rams into his car. Like, it's not Bart physically, but Bart in his car gets rammed by another car. And I guess he probably does in like a Dodge thing and just like general electric cars. Like, trying to think of like a solid example. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. He definitely gets hit by a car in the episode Bart gets hit by a car though. I'm very clear on that one. The guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and a pickpocket purse are lying! Oh. That was quick. Ah! Did I just ruin it? I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick.
They're so easily shaken. Quite so. I must conquer here.
Conquer?
Conquer! Shut up! Move on!
I didn't realize she was like... I mean, she is British, so it would make sense that she's gonna like try to conquer.
Nope, 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 nope. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Yes, which is why you've swapped sides 3 times now. Yes, but it's every time a different truth, it seems.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. It's almost like I was working for the prosecution just then. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Wait, did I already do this or not? I legitimately don't remember.
We did. We
Wait,
read
so
this.
snuck inside the cave for their horses, but it was a right of waste time and troubles. So you can't see a blind figure in that hide, but so she started. Then after a while I hit slap bang, nearly jumped out of my skin and the scream just came out. It's because of that. Swell found me. He did help me get away, he might. Wait, but I didn't cross-examine it, did I?
No, you haven't cross-examined, no.
Okay. So you're already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run?
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a Joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, innit?
I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. Actually makes sense.
Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Oh, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. Four paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making a 20, to which the cabman testified. And one little scapeways running for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see?
Do you mean the red concur?
I will slap you. So that's when I
No.
slip into the carriage and get myself hidden in the seat. Nice and easy, right?
When are you coming to Australia?
Oh, sooner than you might think.
Alright.
But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no?
I don't have a coin. I mean, I do, but like I've done some.
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram it in the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you. Seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
A waste of time? Why is that?
Well, most nights I'm on my own in the God permit. At least some of the time. I have no idea what she's trying to say there, but I'm very confused. I beg your pardon? Did you say God permit?
Which permit?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
that.
Well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose.
Um.
I read it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted by something.
Point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while.
And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away?
That's it. Only that, Nat. This cove was set on me. This cove was set on the seat from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. It was totally stuck. Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin. Yeah, right. Mister? To be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child, do you?
So this Mr. Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then? So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all?
Sorry. Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me and move me in and look at the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle.
Please don't call it that.
I'm so confused.
Well, Butchers is a look. It's prison slang. Butcher's look equals hook. I mean, Butcher's hook equals look. I thought you were a pickpocket,
What?
not a butcher. You know, rhyming prison slang?
No.
Dog and bone means telephone.
Nope.
Oh, I guess they didn't teach you that stuff at school.
No. Usually they don't. Sorry, we're Asian over here. We're super Asian over here. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under isn't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. Or for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head.
And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see.
Truth is, I ain't too happy in a small dark place. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it is the only choice to hide in them carriages, so it's Obstin's choice.
Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I'd say there's some reason she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor.
So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to stick it out just under there. Under that, nothing else for it.
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Fall to the floor, I was sure that you were the victim.
Could have been, I suppose. Don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump.
And you let out a scream? Involuntarily?
That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me get lighter all of a sudden.
Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes?
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not?
Well, girl, did you see what happened in that crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it.
Which is to say, I seen it.
Pushed up the cushion and had a quick butchers while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman is sitting up the bloke that had fallen to the floor in the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilbert's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. Sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. Should have never have risked looking.
When Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your own hiding place?
Scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down in the seat and all.
Scared stiff I was. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. And the carriage lurched a bit, and he ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog.
Both her hands covered in blood.
Yeah, why?
That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilden for a while. Is that correct?
He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and all that. Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed. Yes, it's the first on the roof deck, one would presume.
Yeah, but who's on second?
What's on first? Well, didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up.
Who?
No, we're not doing that. And the horses are drawing up smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later."
Aiding and abetting a criminal?
All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent.
For one brief shining moment, yes.
It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we will clinch the verdict we want.
Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me, but I just can't put my finger on it. Just one more thing. Okay, that seems fine. Yeah, she didn't rob anyone. It's dark in there. The timing? What have we got evidence-wise? That's not a stab. I don't really see anything. Wait. It's nearly... How do you jump out of your skin when you're in a confined space and can't move.
She says nearly, also BRB.
Okay, okay. I mean, even if I do see something wrong, I'm not sure evidence can help me with this. Is he missing any clothes? So the bloodstain is him picking the guy up, I guess.
If she's trying to pickpocket something out of that, why would she hide herself inside the seat for the whole night?
I assume to get to a destination. I don't know.
Yeah, but she's saying she didn't get anything out of it at all that night. But like, how can she get something out of that? Also, do we need to like see if McGill did, I don't know, make some weird expressions when you interrogate her?
No, you'd see it if you did.
Objection.
That ain't it. Don't see what's wrong with it.
And also, why bother hiding and being unable to see? I mean, you want to get something out of it.
I thought the point... I don't know. There's no reason she can't have done it though. Oh, wait. If there was shit in the thing and it's gone now.
Objection.
Nope. I'll admit I don't get it. Is it something that she said and I zonked out and wasn't paying attention?
Have you tried presenting the knife to her when she says, she didn't get anything out of it?
Did she steal it?
I don't know, but I feel like maybe the knife is connected. But I might be wrong though. I'm just wondering. Because that's the only valuable in the...
But we had that before we knew it.
How do we get the knife, by the way?
It doesn't say.
Yeah, then try it.
What?
Maybe try.
Let me
And
see.
save scum as well.
Okay, it does say valuable right there,
Yeah.
but I don't remember it saying that she got it.
But where do we get the knife from?
Well, we had it before, we met her. So clearly not from her.
Objection.
Yeah, never mind.
We're saying a different thing this time. Am I dumb? I don't get it. Is this a swimsuit full of gravel moment, Damsung? Can you at least point me to the right direction without outright saying it?
Hold up, if Snail's saying that we're sleep deprived, then what does Snail think?
Yeah, but
Mhm.
Snail would lose no opportunity to mock me for being dumb in a video game.
No, but if Snail is challenging it, then what's his opinion on this?
So you're saying that
Well,
they
yeah.
weren't killed by a swimsuit full of gravel? Oh, do you have to press it a statement twice?
Hold it. Hold it. Well, now. Excuse me.
There we go.
Boo! I thought they got rid of that shit. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Are you telling me that you knew that I had to do this now? Just like, obviously you have to press that statement again and wait for a reaction this time.
Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Council?
I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something yourself.
Oh, no. It was nothing important.
Side note, I don't know how I discovered those in the earlier games when I wasn't like looking up the answer.
Just pressing all the buttons.
I don't know.
Was feeling bad for the poor lass, is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was.
I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathise. I'm so scared of the dark now. Well, then it'd be a shame if I were to do this.
Oh, is he turning off the lights? There we go. And I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Oh.
Is that so? I shouldn't be yelling. I'll wake
Yeah.
someone up.
I suppose it does. Maybe.
Miss Lestrade.
Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps?
No, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring.
It's raining, it's pouring,
Jabbers.
Irishman is snoring.
There's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Mr. Sword had heard something and might have given us a vital new clue.
Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? Which statement was that? I was too busy, like, thinking about the fact that I turned the lights off that I wasn't paying attention to what she was saying. This is very normal.
We already knew he was asleep, right?
Lord. Who, me?
No.
Sorry. I just don't remember what she just said. I believe that statement made by the witness is profoundly important. It's like at school when the teacher goes, pay attention, and you say, I am paying attention. What was the last thing I just said? And you go, oh shit. Short-term memory is hard.
Mhm, mhm.
But I don't even remember what I had for breakfast today. I don't know what colour shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah, says the man who's sleeping in the dark. Wait, who's sitting in the dark? Has actually heard nothing.
Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. I mean, she did say she heard things before.
Hmm. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless,
Welcome to the inner workings of my Eastern mind.
Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. It won't work on me.
That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. Well, she's already shot him.
Frustrating me is to work out what was going on. All I could hear was snoring.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hid yourself?
Not exactly, no.
Sorry?
Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with.
I hate that they spell that.
I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what.
You what, mate?
But then, when I saw the swell getting on, I got my head down so he wouldn't notice me.
And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct?
Yeah. Would you Adam and Eve it then?
Leave it.
Would you Adam and...
Yeah, that is, it's. She's saying leave it. That's what it means.
Okay.
It's British
What a
rhyming
mug.
slang. I've never heard it before, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
So then all I could do was listen. So I need to jump out there as soon as I heard him leave, see? Is Durga falling asleep, guys?
No, no, no. Wait. Okay, maybe Damson's right.
But would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market. Snoring like an old dog he was.
Hey, Snail. 42. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that? I wonder. I wonder. Miss Lestrade! What you've just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts!
Ah. At odds? Are you sure, man?
Absolutely.
It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared.
So Van Zeeks realized it too.
Counsel. I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord.
I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court.
According to Miss Lestrade, whilst she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilder's snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! Think, McFly. There's something else she should have heard. Oh, wait, hang. So I can't tell if they mean like the shouting, but she already said she'd heard that before. Has she changed
What
her
about the
story?
body hitting the floor?
Oh. Let the body hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor. I could try that. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate on a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Wait, that doesn't sound like a good way of phrasing it.
Take that!
Robbie Williams!
Royce fired Mason.
Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Wait, what did I yell when I got the upset? Oh, it's take that, right. So we've gone like how many hours without an objection?
I mean, technically Van Zeeks objected.
That doesn't count.
Be more specific. Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel.
You're not a GD. I don't need to be specific. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person to board the omnibus, right?
Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I?
And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilder.
That it was. Not a soul in the cabin when I climbed aboard.
Well, only one.
At least not in plain sight.
So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time.
Did I not say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure.
And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Was that what they mean?
Nah, never heard it. It's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swell to leave.
In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage?
Ah,
We know the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did, or did not hear, is at odds with the facts.
Yes, this petty thief statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency with Miss Lestrade's statement.
It would
That
seem
sounds like an old man.
words of thanks are in order for my learned friend.
What are you talking about?
You have demonstrated matters impeccably. The witness and her colourful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
He's dead, right? How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatever. And this girl's a pickpocket, let's not forget that. Like it was just the dudes who were talking.
Beautiful.
I don't think that means she's guilty, hey? Wait. Didn't... I'm trying to think of... Why does that make him guilty? I don't care. She didn't say anything.
I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars.
And neither could I! But, Mr. Foreman, I didn't want to judge this girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars! Oh, just you? Ugh.
You said you weren't tired. I believed.
I'm not tired.
Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty.
We might be able to stop the queen, maybe.
Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing.
What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're looking for, you useless Eastern Amadan?
This is carnage. It's perfect. What is he doing? Juror number 2 is the only one left.
It's not our Hoda, the way this is going.
I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. Migot's innocence, the judge will rule and will have lost.
I very much want to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
She's in the military?
Hold it!
Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case.
What are you saying?
Counsel! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my abjuration. Explain yourself at once.
When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?
Look, I've been thinking this for a while, but did they drop him through the window? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. I don't remember actually, Snow. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
Maybe? I think it'd be less loud than a door.
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door, the other only has windows. Fixed windows that cannot possibly open. In short, there is no entrance to the cabin other than the door.
But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered.
Oh, really?
Yes. One other way that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin? I'm getting very tired.
Yeah, I think so soon. The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say, the skylight.
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
the music stopped, so it must be valid.
The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim? But if you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brained theory...
Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same thing in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained. As the sound of victim falling from the seat, having been assaulted with the dagger.
Would they fall forward if they're sitting down and got stabbed? Yes, it
Not really.
has, but would a man slipping on the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let an involuntary cry, in fact?
Good gracious.
Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance to the cabin. Did they not even notice, like, he had any signs of having fallen from a height? No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You're now struggling that the victim fell from the
Suggesting so.
skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible.
How can you be so sure?
Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen.
Wow, that's never stopped us before.
And yet not one person made mention of such events in their testimony.
Well, yes, that's true, but...
Might humble faith, fella. Make a wee comment here.
Mr. Begilded.
To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified for said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that is not so much a case of them not saying, but it is a case of them being unable to say.
What?
I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Anyway, are they gonna, like, change their verdicts now that that seems like the thing that they put onto guilty is no longer valid?
Oh my goodness, surely not.
The two chaps on the roof?
You mean the ones that stuck that knife in the man were?
Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? Seems like a great point to start for someone new. Oh, what the fuck is he doing?
You rotter, he said. You rotter, what are you insinuating you is?
This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute.
He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I will. Mr. Fairplay.
You're effectively accusing me. City gentleman and well-respected banker.
And me, a very angry hatter.
Suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. Scandalous. Ugh. I protest in the strongest possible terms.
That's right, I protest too, I do. About you, you rotten scoundrel.
This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion to stand. Return to the anteroom at once.
I'm trying to find a good stopping point. I'm trying.
But this is beyond reason, my lord. This is outrageous.
It's very hurtful, you know.
My lord, if I may comment.
Go ahead, Lord Van Zeeks.
It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend had seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof.
Accuse? I never intended to.
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting.
He did literally never say. It was just McGill.
You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot stand without rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British court of law, that is one of the baseless, termed a baseless accusation.
I know it was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. Oh, this might be it. I thought there was something fishy about that hat the moment I laid eyes on the fella. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another.
If there's no filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once.
Your voices?
What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo?
Spectators in the public gallery are. They're in a complete frenzy.
Nice. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony. In reference to the
Indictment.
indictment brought by the defense.
Indictment.
Indictment? Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this.
He's chuckling.
There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keeping pushing forward. This might be it.
Sounds like a great time. I apologize.
So when are you good for tomorrow?
Probably should be good, about 9 or 10.
So 10 or 11 it is.
No, it's Saturday.
I swear you've said this before.
Saturday is usually fine. Friday's not so.
I'll see it when it happens, I guess.
Yes. Don't trust me.
Because the world won't trust you.
I do apologize.
It's alright. It's a good time for me to stop as well, I guess. So, yeah. Are you eating?
No, I just have something that I need to toss.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll possibly reconvene tomorrow. If you're watching this live via VOD, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, etc., etc., etc. It doesn't matter as long as you're here, having a good time. And I'll see you in the next one.
Bye!